Now that you've kind of got an idea of some of the things that you're looking at, you know, heavy duty line, good solid strong hooks with a big sharp point on it, the baits that you want to use are kind of picked out. Now you got to get out on the water and find these fish, and that's the bigger challenge of all this. You know, the fun part's going shopping and getting all this, and now the next fun part is getting on the water to go find fish in these types of applications. And I believe, like I said early on, that you know, you can catch fish with these types of applications shallow to deep 12 months out of the year on a lot of different bodies of water. And sure, there are specific places it's probably not as effective, but across the nation you're always going to find somebody that's looking for this type of cover. I mean, there's guys on the touring level out there that have made a living primarily doing this type of presentation out there. So, you know, as we begin to digest, you know, how to find these fish, obviously good electronics play a big role when it comes to digesting and finding some of these locations. First off, the mapping on your boat's going to put you in locations to where you're going to be able to digest the specific locations based on the seasonal patterns on where they're going to be. And seasonal patterns, you know, these fish move shallow, they're going up the creeks, they're going up the ditches, they're heading into locations that have this type of cover when they're going shallow. And you want to be able to identify that by zooming in, looking for those little creeks, looking for those little bends, looking for places that's going to have the cover you think the bass are set up on. Then conversely, being able to use your sonar to determine where some of these bends are, where some of this shallow cover that might be below the water that you can flip and pitch to, and even better, where some of these little indentations branch off at. And by indentations and ditches, I've always thought that is the highway to for bass, you know, coming and going in the spawn. So you're idling across this flat and you're out there, and all of a sudden you look down and you're watching your depth finder and you see a drop off, and then your boat goes about 5 feet and it comes up real fast. Well, follow that. It's like a highway. Get back in there and look for laydowns on the side of it, up on the edges. Fish will set up on that. And as you navigate back into some of these ditches and creeks back there, see what you can find that these fish are going to be set up on. It might be flooded bushes where the water's way up high. It could be you know, reeds in the water where a guy's flipping up into cattails or the tulies that are out there. It could be old, you know, stuff, the laydowns that have blown in or washed in there on floods. Just kind of look for the cover, but find where those little ditches that the fish are going to use as highways. Always keep in mind that one little piece of cover, especially in areas where there's not a lot of cover, may hold the mother load.
Oh, did you see where I had that fish?